All right, everybody. As promised, in studio with us, we have the beautiful, the debonair, the way better head of hair than me, the wonderful Doug Burgum, running for governor in North Dakota. How are you, Doug?
Erik, great to be here with you. Thank you very much.
First time on Real Estate Radio.
Speaking of debonair, check out that jacket. I mean, the people listening can't see it, but you're looking very dashing yourself this morning.
Thank you very much. My wife dresses me, and thank goodness for that, because otherwise I would show up in a tattered sweatshirt every day. So thank goodness for great women in my life. Doug, you must be exhausted.
Not at all.
Really?
No, this campaign has been so energizing for myself and for Catherine. It's been fantastic. And the great people we've met across the state of North Dakota, the people we've had to work with, the amazing team, the volunteers, it's really been incredible. I mean, North Dakota's got so many wonderful natural resources, but nothing better than the people of North Dakota. And it's an honor to spend this much time with them.
Well, I want to know what happens, though, because North Dakota's landscape is so diverse and laid out. So when you're going from Fargo to Jamestown for a gig, what do you do on that 100-mile stretch? Because I know that your mind is constantly going. Are you always thinking about your next talk, or are you always thinking about initiatives? What is it that fuels you on those drives? Because you get some windshield time, I imagine.
We have a lot, and I think we'll have to check with the team, but I think we've passed or closing in on 30,000 miles of windshield time in North Dakota.
Oh my gosh!
So that's it's 25,000 miles gets you one trip around the globe.
I think so.
At the equator. So we're putting some miles on, but it's been great. I mean, we have a chance during that time to make phone calls, prepare for the next thing, review what you just did. But with technology, of course, you can work all the time. But it does give you a chance to get out and look at the state. And the North Dakota's subtle. There's a lot of subtleties to it. And I've driven these roads, been in North Dakota my whole life, but I'm seeing things that I've never seen before because I think I'm paying a little more attention, and it's a beautiful state.
Right. Doug, you and I probably don't, I know, but you don't, because I'm like a fangirl from a distance every once in a while. You and I have some similarities that I need to bring up right now. Everybody needs to know. We don't have the same hair, but what we do have is I used to live in Arthur, North Dakota as well. For maybe 6 months when I was like
fantastic.
When I was like 1 year old.
This explains why you've been Realtor of the Year, I think, a number of times, because Arthur just breeds success. It's an incredible community.
And you were born and raised in Arthur, right?
Well, Arthur, we didn't have a doctor or medical facilities, so I was actually born in Fargo.
Okay.
But, a day later, I was back in Arthur and spent my first really 22 years there, because I went home every summer from NDSU and worked at home at the grain elevator and on the farm.
So you and I are Bison alum as well.
Yes.
And then you and I have played basketball against each other at Concordia. And maybe you don't remember, but when you're an awkward, chubby guy playing a shirts and skins basketball game and in walks Doug Burgum, you feel a little bit insecure about your body. And so here comes Doug as a guy who I've respected and appreciated in our community for quite some time. And I was desperately hoping I was on the shirts team, and I wasn't. So maybe you don't remember that, Doug, but I do.
Well, it was a great group of people that played noon ball over there at Concordia, and fun. Basketball's been great. I'm still had a chance to play City League ball right up through this last winter, so I'm hoping that maybe I'll be able to get a chance to keep that up. But you meet great people playing basketball. Well,
Doug, I will not endorse you as a basketball player because your baby hook has lost its touch over the years. But I will want to talk fervently and with great excitement about what you're planning for this great state of ours. You have this thing called the Main Street Initiative. Am I saying that right?
Absolutely.
What in the world is the Main Street Initiative?
Well, the Main Street Initiative is a very simple concept, which is we're at a point now where we actually have been able to create jobs, and we need to create more jobs, more diverse jobs. We need to diversify our economy, and we need to make sure that our everybody in North Dakota, whether you're coming out of high school or coming out of college, you're ready to participate in a new economy, the 21st century economy. But as we have it today, there's almost 15,000 jobs open in North Dakota that are unfilled. If we could fill those jobs,
are those jobs that are low pay grade, meaning less education is necessary, or are these like high-end jobs that are needed too?
Those 15,000 are a mix, but you've got software engineers, you've got petroleum engineers, you've got nurses. We have a nursing shortage at every level, CNA, LPN, RN, statewide. So some of these are accredited, degreed, skilled, high-paying jobs.
Right.
Some of them are entry-level jobs, but we need those too. I mean, give a chance for young people to get involved in the workforce and start working your way up. We all had entry-level jobs as kids. That's how we learned the important aspects.
What was your first job, Doug?
Well, my first job was an entrepreneur, and are we getting the signal? Do we have to come back?
No, we're good. We have about a minute or two left before we go to break.
Well, my very first job was as an entrepreneur. My first job was I had a shoe shine stand on Main Street in Arthur.
Really?
Could be that's where the Main Street initiative's coming from. We're trying to go back to the roots. We sold lemonade as well, and we had shoe shine.
Excellent. And what kind of profit margin did you have on that lemonade?
Well, the lemonade was good. We also sold popcorn, but at the time as a second grader, I didn't realize that when my aunt brought down about 100 pairs of shoes that she hadn't worn for decades and asked us to shine them all, we thought we'd really struck gold on our business model.
And was it like a quarter a pair? Or what?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I can tell you that I too have been in the lemonade business. However, it was Kool-Aid for the Hatch family, and so on the corner of Broadway and 29th Avenue, right next to Hope Lutheran Church in Fargo, I would sell Kool-Aid, and then we would offer a free piece of licorice to anybody who purchased a glass of lemonade. Always looking for a deal, Doug. Always be selling, right?
Yeah. So you've been doing this a long time.
It seems like it. You don't get a body like this by not consuming a lot of sugar early on. Doug, I want to keep you around in studio. I want to learn more about this Main Street initiative. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, head to livefargomoorhead.com and find out what your home is worth. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch. Welcome back to Real Estate Radio. As always, I'm your host, Erik Hatch, and in studio with us, we still have the fabulous Doug Burgum on the warpath of sorts, going all around the great state of North Dakota, talking about the Main Street Initiative. Doug, you said the first thing with the Main Street Initiative is we need more jobs.
Well, we need more jobs, but as we're saying,
we need more people.
We need more people because we have 15,000 jobs open in North Dakota. We want to expand that number. But let's think of today, we wave a magic wand, we fill 15,000 jobs. We've created a community bigger than Jamestown overnight. And think of the economic impact on North Dakota if we could do that. And you think about every job you fill, there's additional family members that come with that. Think of the homes you'd sell. Think of the groceries that would be purchased. Think of all the things that would happen if we had that. So part of it is we're not graduating enough graduates in our schools to fill all those jobs. And if you say to yourself, well, why aren't we filling those jobs? These are great jobs. Well, part of it is we're in competition as a state, and we compete with other states in terms of creating great jobs and creating great places to live. And that's really the part about the Main Street Initiative is it's not enough anymore just to have great jobs. You have to have communities that baby boomers want to retire in and downsize into, that millennials want to come and live in. And what those groups are looking for is they want to have a sense of belonging. They want to have a sense of community. They want to have a sense of neighborhood. And whether that's a community of 1,500 people with an active Main Street, or whether that's a community like a Fargo, a West Fargo, or Grand Forks, where you want to have a vibrant, differentiated downtown, that's what we need to be able to attract everybody.
Exciting to talk about that opportunity. Who are we losing out to? Because if people are graduating from Fargo North and then going to the U of M, are they coming back to Fargo? Are they staying in Minneapolis? Like where is the main draw of competition that we're losing out on?
Well, if you look nationwide and say, where are college graduates going today? College graduates are going to communities that have vibrant, mixed-use, walkable downtowns. That's where they're going. And if you take a look, when I graduated from NDSU, one of the prime jobs you could get was IBM. And if a person got a job with IBM, then you would say, okay, well, where are you going to go? And they say, I'm going to go wherever IBM tells me.
Right.
It could have been Rochester, New York, or Rochester, Minnesota, because it was a top-down business model. Only three decades away from World War II, sort of a military command and control. We're going to hire you and we're going to deploy you. Well, that's not how it works today. With millennials, especially today, and with retiring baby boomers, people have got the resources. They choose the city they want to live in first, even before they choose the state. They say, okay, this is a community I want to live in. So we have to build vibrant communities with vibrant, differentiated downtowns. And when we do that, not only do we attract the workforce, we also help keep property taxes down. Because if you want small government,
more people,
it's more people, but it's how we build these cities. If you want a low property taxes and you want small government, which people say they do, then you have to have a small footprint. We can't have sprawling, huge cities and low property taxes, because the cost of a city is really driven by its width, not its height. It's driven by its width.
Isn't it true, Doug, that the city of Fargo is larger square footage wise than San Francisco or Boston?
Absolutely true. We're closing in on 50 square miles. in Fargo alone. If you call it Moorhead and West Fargo, it's 83 square miles.
Wow.
A huge footprint. The density here is 1/3 of what it was in the 1950s. And the 1950s is that's Ozzie and Harriet, Leave It to Beaver. That was the beautiful Americana dream of know your neighbors and live in a tight community. But you see what's happening because you're selling these homes. People are moving back into those older neighborhoods. They want to live in a walkable neighborhoods that have the reflection, the older trees, all that. That's where the young people are going. Look at Hawthorne in South Fargo. That was a school the school district was going to shut 4 years ago because it had declining enrollment. A couple of years ago, it had less than 30 kids in kindergarten. Now they have 82 kids this fall in kindergarten in Hawthorne.
Oh my gosh.
Reflecting, again, young people coming back and repopulating. But we have to make sure that we put our infrastructure dollars and our repair dollars back where we've got existing infrastructure, not keep spending tax dollars on spreading wider and wider, because that's not where the homeowners want to go, and it creates a high cost structure for all of us that are here as property taxpayers.
We study the market and the industry all the time, and they're saying that half of home buyers now, Doug, are millennials. 50% of home buyers are millennials, people born in 1980 to today. Half of the home buyers. So is what you're saying true, that if we build it, they will come? Are you the Kevin Costner here of Fargo? Are you the Field of Dreams, saying that if we build these communities, because of the millennials desiring place and space before a profession, that if we build it, they will indeed come? Is that what you're saying?
Well, absolutely. And if we don't, they will go. They'll go to another community. They are going to other communities where they have those opportunities. And so whether it's for attracting a 21st century workforce, having a more efficient, lower cost, affordable government, which keeps property taxes low, or creating a sense of walkable, healthy community, for all those reasons, that's behind the Main Street Initiative.
Right.
But we absolutely have to do this, because if we don't, we're not going to keep our kids and our grandkids here in North Dakota.
Doug, how can I say thank you? Because if what you say is true, you're providing me with a job. And you're providing me with a future, because if indeed our communities can be vibrant, and if our communities can indeed give back, it means that me as a realtor and the great people I get to represent and everyone else has a predictable future for our industry. How can we thank you? And by that, I mean, how do we pay it forward and do what you're doing?
Well, the simplest thing is voting on Tuesday. If people haven't voted yet, November 8th, big day. There's local ballot initiatives, and they're statewide. There's local in all the communities in our state. Still time to pick up the paper today, read about the stuff, get informed, and get out and vote on Tuesday. Be a participant. I mean, when I was working at Microsoft, I had people working for me in 130 countries. Not all those people had the same rights that we have: the right to vote, the right to free speech, and we just can't take it for granted. People have got to get out and participate. So DougBurgum.com. If people want to learn more about the Main Street Initiative, we have a white paper out there that people can read or download, and we'd love to have you learn more about how we can have a vibrant North Dakota that helps create great jobs and helps keep our young people here in the state.
Well, Doug, I appreciate it. Next time, mess your hair up a little bit, because you make me feel insecure when I'm next to you. But thank goodness you are a servant dedicated to helping our great state. So thank you on impacting my life and a lot of other people.
Well, and Eric, I know you've given so much back to the community. You've influenced a lot of kids, including my own, with the stuff that you've done with whether it's feeding the hungry or helping the homeless, everything that you've done to give back in your organization. Fantastic. So thank you. You've got a lot of reasons to feel secure.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Hey, go to livefargomoorhead.com. Check out this show and everything else you can find out with real estate. Again, this is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch.